Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We'll continue with Ramatu's story about the person that said, as we discussed.
So yeah, so I think I have a problem with the parenting of these days, the way we bring up our kids and all. So there was this, there's this rush. I don't know where we're rushing to. You find out that some children are really struggling, and then there's this competition between parents. They're like, my child is doing very, very well in school. He's doing, integrated science from primary school, And me, I was like, my child will do year 6 because I don't think my child is ready for just 1. Yes, the child may be doing well academically, but when you talk about maturity to be able to, because me personally, I wanted my kids to go to boarding school. So if they're going to go to a boarding school, I have to make sure that they are okay and everything. So that they don't go in and start struggling. There are a lot of children who go into schools, they start struggling, they can't cope, they can't manage themselves and all. So that competition, we need to look into it. Unlike those days when we're growing up, if you notice, it was a community, we're brought up, it was a community, help and effort and everything, that all of us, we helped in bringing up a child. If a child does something wrong, we all reprimand that child and all. And then you now find out that there are some children already before, me, I was like, by the time my child is finishes SS3, that's when I'm going to give my child a phone. If you come back during holidays, you can have your phone during holidays, but you don't take it to school. But when you belong to some WhatsApp group, school WhatsApp group, you find out that some children go to school with their phones. Yep. And then when the child is with that particular child is with your phone, you find out that your child will come and be putting pressure on you. Mommy, this person has phone. This person has phone. Mommy, this person. And I will tell them, no, I am not Diola's mom. I am this person's mom.
I hope it's not a real Diola you're calling her.
Diola's mommy, you have been called out.
No, it's not Diola's
fake one. You were so specific.
So, and I'm like, I'm not this. But you find out that you see some parents arguing, no, it's okay. The phone is okay for them. It's right for them to have phone at this point.
That's where I wanted us to go to.
So this thing, and then you now, your child that goes to school without phone, how do you now help that child cope with those ones who have?
We discuss all of that.
Yes.
Let me take this call. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Olatunde, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Awesome. You're live.
No, Olatunde, Olajide.
Olajide. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Yeah, I think I like what you guys are doing. It's a great one. So, very quickly to the topic on the deterioration of education in Nigeria. I think this has been on for very long. It's been on for very long. I remember as far back as 20 years ago, or about 23 years ago, I was in my final year in secondary school, somewhere around Keja. And within that community, it was strange to people that some people in secondary school were asked to repeat SS3, that's in my secondary school. And it became a news around Ikeja at that time, and a lot of people were saying all sorts about the school. But the funny thing is that every other school around that environment used to, how do I put it now, they admit students into SS2 or SS3. And why are students going there? They are going there so that they can pass. That's just so that they can pass. Now, it's not about the students now, it's about the parents and the school.
The system.
And that still happens till today. Everybody is about pass. Nobody is about the value that you get from the school. So it's not wrong that people say that Nigeria will not change until people are ready to change. Yeah. So the change has to be a conscious thing, not parents saying, I want my child to pass and do better than my neighbor. So I need to take him to a school where they would facilitate.
Arrange it.
Pass. Yes, they arrange it. The government needs to do something. The law enforcement needs to do something. The school needs to do something. Yeah. It's so bad that everything is going wrong, then education itself is going wrong. Yeah. I think the solution to this is to first ban anything called special center. Yeah. There's really no need for anything called special center. Now, if that is taken away, then every other thing will take shape when it comes to education. It's irritating that when you get to some schools, 100-level students cannot properly articulate themselves. Yeah.
It shows the foundational problems. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Olajude. Thank you for the solution. Risi was like, where are the special centers? I said they do. They are advertising on Instagram. They advertise on Facebook. Like and you pass. Specials. Yes, this they will make it look like it's a coaching that they will guarantee you through the training that you would pass. But they will train you, but they also help you to with the ensure that everybody passes when they go through those programs. I do believe that it is something that should be banned, but there are already systems in place. When they find out you falsified your results, even as far back as secondary school, it nullifies every other thing you pile up on it. So that happens, but it's not everybody that, when it happens, we don't announce it as such, so people don't know that there's gravity to that boycotting. But you know, values. What you just said, I remember in the bank, when I worked at the bank, 2 people who came in the same year as me were let go. And as you said, everything, when it comes to things like that, it's quite hush-hush. One of them did not even send the bank work. He knew everyone. You know how some people have the personality, you know everyone, you know, but would never do the work. He was quite popular with his superiors as well as his colleagues. Did not do the work. One day we just didn't see him, and we heard that they had done their vetting. HR would do their vetting. And sometimes it would take you like a year. You'd have gone through like a year or 2 years thinking you have escaped. And then they just send you a letter to say, we were unable to verify this, verify that, you know. Even NYSC as well, that has happened. But I was just going to say about the attitude, you know, that we have now, that is almost become entrenched in our culture. This behavior for wanting things easy. Schools, you know, we're talking about schools admitting children much younger than they are because they just want your money. We know people like that. We know people who have applied to some specific schools who have said, we can't let you in because you have to be a certain age. They take them to another school because this one will take you. Then I remember this conversation where I'd heard schools had stopped asking children to repeat classes. Because when you do that, parents will take their children out and put them in another school and take what the school feels that they've taken the money, they're losing money, and put them in schools that will take them anyways. And so I guess schools also start rationalizing. If the parent thinks it's fine, what is my own? I will just advise. Values. Yeah, of course, but we're just telling you what had happened over the years that caused this. Then the one that shocked me the most was that I would be talking to I talked to a few parents, and I found out that these special centers, fake results, that the parents were involved, that they know about it, that they are even angry if the thing did not work out well. Yeah, they paid for it. I'm like, when did we get to the point? It used to be a child would do it because the child is not really mature, the child is still making mistakes, the child is growing up, does not understand life. But now the adult is the one that does this. Where are we? And then, you know, that's where our issues are, and we have to rethink. You know, in rounding off, once again, I would say that I'm really happy that there have arrested 5 people involved, and we will continue to talk about this story. We would highlight it as justice gets done. So well done, Ondo State. Well done, the police command in Ondo State, for what you've done so far. We would like to see this to a conclusive end where these people are prosecuted for the exam malpractice as well as the thuggery, you know, that took place to Mr. The vice principal that was involved. I also feel that we need, those of us that have values, owe it to the environment to get that herd mentality, herd immunity, by impacting that value on the next person, because sometimes people don't know. You're saying that your child doesn't have a phone, so my kids don't have a phone, so I had to tell the parent why they should take the phone back from that child. It wasn't a comfortable conversation. Thankfully, the person appreciated. I don't know if the person will end up doing it. Thankfully. But we would, because if you don't share the knowledge, some people don't know. Some people feel like, I want to be able to call my child. I want to be able to call me. Okay, you can get them a small phone that is not a smartphone. So I think it's important that we help one another. And that's why one of the reasons for discussing this on the show, so that parents would understand the impact. If your child does not pass the exam by their own effort, if you pay their way through primary school and secondary school and university, there will be a point in their life that you cannot pay their way through. They need to develop that grit, that ability, that maturity to handle challenges when they come. Your job is to support them, not to enable them to be weaklings and just get certification, case sake. So let's be a brother's keeper. And this, clap for the school. That school did so well in
Mr.
upholding.
Rotifa.
Yeah. Mr. Rotifa, we celebrate you. I will celebrate every other person like Mr. Rotifa in all the schools who gets insulted for upholding values. We celebrate you. For every teacher upholding values, we celebrate you. You are doing well. And don't be scared of doing it. By the grace of God, you will not enter Mr. Rotifa's case. That's all we can take on this segment. Take a break and we return. The show continues. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.